Welcome to an introduction to the CSDE Needs Assessment Toolkit. This toolkit is designed to guide districts and schools through the process of deeply examining evidence to determine the priority concerns, understand the contributing factors, and uncover root causes. Through the use of this toolkit, your organization can better meet challenges by allocating resources that address root causes of concerns and leverage strengths for improvement. The use of this toolkit can help your team align your work and initiatives to the needs of your community and provide equitable outcomes for students.
In this video, we will examine three aspects of the toolkit to assist your team in getting started. First, we will get the big picture by taking a quick look at the components of the toolkit and thinking about why needs assessment and root cause analysis is an important part of strategic improvement planning. Next, we will consider who should be engaged in the work and introduce some tools that might help with the organization of the team. Finally, we will look at how to get started and a tool that will help the team engage effectively with the work.
The Needs Assessment Toolkit is designed to be used by districts and schools as they engage in cycles for continuous improvement. The CSDE cycle for continuous improvement begins with examining and analyzing data. This data is then used to develop and implement a plan for improvement. The plan is monitored for fidelity of implementation and impact. Finally, the team reflects on the effectiveness of the actions in the plan to meet the needs of the community and improve student outcomes. This needs assessment toolkit focuses on the first two steps of the CSDE cycle for continuous improvement: evidence and analyze to determine the needs of the learning community. In order to positively impact student learning and wellness outcomes, strategic plans and interventions need to align to the needs of the students and the community. When challenges arise, this toolkit provides strategies and processes to develop a deeper understanding and determine root causes. Then available resources can be used to address root causes, and efforts will be targeted and focused on closing the gap between current performance and desired success.
Let's look more closely at the toolkit. Notice the graphic highlights that the needs assessment is also a continuous cycle. There are 5 steps in the process, and each step builds upon the work in the previous steps. The process begins with gathering evidence, which will include data. The evidence is then analyzed to determine priority areas. Then the team brainstorms contributing factors. Now the team asks questions that lead to an understanding of root causes. And finally, with an understanding of root causes, the team considers how to address a root cause to create a roadmap for developing an action plan. These 5 steps will lead to a deeper understanding of the needs of your organization and their root causes.
Why do teams need to engage in this multi-step process for determining needs? Our theory of action is if we engage in careful examination of quantitative and qualitative data to determine the most significant challenges to student success, and we further consider the factors contributing to the challenge and determine a root cause, then we can develop action steps to address root causes and implement change that will lead to equitable, improved student outcomes. The goal is to develop a strategic plan or improvement plan that will positively impact student outcomes because there is a deep understanding of the underlying root causes that impede student success. We all want every student to succeed. Throughout the toolkit, videos are included to assist the team as they dive into each step. The toolkit is designed to explain each step of the process and then give you the tools you need to carry out that step. This toolkit is not designed to guide the team in developing the full strategic or improvement plan, but will identify challenges based on evidence, determine what some factors contributing to the challenge might be, and assist in finding root causes to these factors. With this information, the toolkit guides your team in identifying strategic actions to address the root causes. This toolkit is like a roadmap that helps you determine the destination and the general direction you are headed. But the strategic plan or improvement plan will help you determine the exact route and the itinerary for the sites to see along the way with action steps and plans for monitoring.
An overarching goal of this work is to achieve equity. This picture helps us understand equity. With the status quo, some have access, others don't because the gray fence is blocking the view. Equality is when we give everyone additional support that's equal, and with that equal support, there are students that soar and others that still cannot see over the fence. With equity, everyone gets the supports they need in order to successfully see the view. They have what they need to be successful. Working for equity should be the minimum standard for improvement efforts. The goal is all students succeed. Let's take the idea of equity a little bit further. How do we bring justice to education? When we break down systemic barriers and replace them with systems that are built to meet the needs of diverse learners, then we create an environment of opportunity and access that supports the success of all students.
Now let's consider who should be at the table. The success of this work is dependent upon bringing together a team of stakeholders to engage in the work of the toolkit. Stakeholders not only include teachers, staff, and support personnel, but families, community members, and students. In order to foster equity, it is critical to include the voices and perspectives of a variety of members of the learning community, including those that are most impacted by the challenges. We have included tools like a link to Hexagon's stakeholder engagement guide and the committee organization chart to support the work of strategically bringing a team together that will offer different perspectives and insights to the work. To deeply understand the current reality, the stakeholders who are impacted by the challenge need a place at the table. This inclusiveness will ensure the right evidence is examined and the analysis is complete in determining a root cause. These members of the learning community bring perspectives and experiences to the work and understanding to the causes that others will not have.
How does the team use the toolkit? As we said before, there are 5 steps to the process, and each step builds upon the work of the previous step. If the team skips step 1, gather evidence, because there is a notion that you already know what the problem is, the foundation of the work will be weak and it may fall short of addressing a true root cause. Throughout the process, we have included tools to help you through each step. These tools can be used independently or together to guide the team to a deeper understanding of the evidence, challenges, and causes. For example, in the section Get to a Root Cause, there are several protocols that your team may use to determine a root cause. Choose the tool that works best for your team or use more than one tool to ensure the fidelity of the work.
Making a plan for the work will prepare the team for success. Employ a backward design approach by setting the date to complete the needs assessment first. Set a date for the work to be complete that will allow adequate time for developing the improvement plan and use the information you have gleaned from Needs Assessment Toolkit. This chart is included in the toolkit in the Getting Started section to aid the team as they plan for the work and assign tasks. With backward design, plan the end date, then work backwards to determine the due date for each step. Sticking to the due dates will ensure the team completes the needs assessment in time to focus on the development of the improvement plan.
In this video, you learned more about getting started with the Needs Assessment Toolkit. You are ready to assemble your team and know how to plan for the work. Once you have your team together, you will be ready to begin with step 1. Click on the Needs Assessment Toolkit to navigate and learn more about each step, as well as access the tools to do the job. Albert Einstein said, "We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking that created them." Here you have the tools needed by your district or school to solve complex problems by addressing root causes and ensure equity and excellence for all students.